Terrible injury luck seems to always find the San Francisco 49ers. But this year, the Niners found themselves an answer.
Set, go!
The 49ers always get bit hard by the injury bug, and this year was no different. They really should consider moving the practice facility away from that power plant, but regardless, Robert Saleh has crafted a functional defense without Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, or first-round pick Mykel Williams. Before we dive deep into the film, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Be sure to let me know who you think will pull out the W between the Niners and the Seahawks this weekend. We really appreciate all the support, and with that, let's get down to business. What was the defensive philosophy for Saleh and the Niners before all of these big-time injuries? For starters, having freak athletes on the field like Bosa or Warner enables some scheme arrogance. The Niners are up 4 with just 1 minute left on this 1st and 5 from the 9-yard line against the Seahawks in week 1. They showed us a 6-man box, and Seattle should have every defender accounted for. But Bosa just outruns Walker to the spot and makes the tackle for no gain on what could have been a game-ending play. In week 4 against the Jags, the Niners are rotating to cover 3 post-snap. Notice how Warner is responsible for the seam opposite the rotation. In other words, the Niners are relying on Warner to carry this vertical from the number 2, and not only that, they're also relying on Warner to then come back downhill and make a tackle on Travis Hunter in space. Most linebackers would be lucky to lay a finger on Hunter in this spot, but Warner actually forces a fumble. And Mykel Williams was a rookie, but showed flashes of elite edge play. The Saints are trying to run split zone and make the mistake of blocking Mykel Williams with a tight end. Williams pushes the blocker 3 yards deep into the backfield and runs him right into Kamara before chasing him down the line and wrestling him to the ground. All that talent enables Saleh to feel comfortable being ultra aggressive and chaotic. On this 3rd and 5 to start the season, Saleh comes right out in press cover 1, blitzes 6, and stunts Bosa right into the A-gap. Unfortunately, the Niners could not stick to this philosophy the whole season, so Saleh reinvented his go-to calls. At least we got to see Nick Bosa line up in that crazy sprinter stance for a little bit this year. But let's jump into the back half of the season. What did Saleh change? It started with playing more zone than in the first half of the year and a little bit less man. They were bottom 10 in cover 3 usage league-wide before week 9 and top 4 after week 9, and had a higher success rate and lower explosive play rate allowed while in cover 3. The Niners also stopped stunting as much to keep pass rush integrity. They rolled out a pretty simple but effective defense. The Niners ranked 17th in the NFL in points per game allowed during the regular season, but they're allowing less than 20 points per game over their last 7, including the wildcard playoff game, and that would put them 8th. A big part of this success is the red zone, where they allow below average touchdown rates and turn offenses over at higher than average rates as well. This is the definition of bend but don't break, and it was on full display in the last drive of the game in their matchup against the Eagles last Sunday. The Niners did a masterful job of just making the Eagles beat sound coverage. This is a 3rd and 5 after they played quarters on the first 2 downs and gave up underneath Saquon completions for a couple yards each. They go to cover 1 hole here on 3rd down, and they do get the stop. But A.J. Brown really just drops this ball, and the Niners did not learn their lesson because they choose to play cover 1 again the next play. The Eagles have a beat on it this time and bring a ton of crossing routes against the Niners' man coverage, and they pick up 15 on 4th and 5. After this, the Niners played cover 3 on 2 consecutive first downs. They gave up an out route for 10 yards and then an underneath throw and run after the catch for about 15. This brings us to 1st and 10 from the San Francisco 20-yard line with just about 1 minute to go. This 4-play sequence is one of the craziest I think I've ever seen. First down, Niners go to what worked in the beginning of the drive, which is quarters coverage. Hurts really has nowhere to go and then decides to tuck it, but loses a yard. So 2nd and 11 coming up. The Eagles run the exact same play, but just flip the side. This could be why Patullo is gone. And the Niners just play quarters again. There's no disguises. There's no funky pre or post snap rotations. They just lined up in quarters again and forced another incompletion. So now it's 3rd and 11. And surely you would think that something different is now coming. Some sort of disguise, extra blitzer, sim pressure, something. But no. It's quarters again, and the Eagles still can't figure it out. So now it's 4th and 11 after 3 consecutive quarters coverage calls. This is where Robert Saleh and the 49ers defense delivers the kill shot. There actually is some early disguise on this 4th down and 11, and then the Niners drop back into their trusty quarters for the final time. Hurts doesn't see it at all. The Eagles still don't have an answer, and that is the ball game. After injuries to their key defensive chess pieces early in the year, the Niners didn't try to maintain their pre-injury approach with replacement players. This is what I appreciate about Robert Saleh. He puts the personnel he has in the best positions to succeed, and this was on full display in the Niners' wildcard win over Philly. Thanks for watching this episode of Off the Edge, a Life in the Stands production. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. We really do appreciate all the support. Remember to let me know down in the comments who you think will win this weekend between the Niners and the Seahawks. And until next time, defense!